Hello and welcome back to another episode of a Cozy Christmas podcast. I am your heavily caffeinated Christmas elf and host of the podcast, Art. Welcome back, and welcome if you are new. You know, we've got a fun episode ahead before us, although I wonder if there's a podcast that says, no, we have a dreadful podcast ahead of us. I am in kind of a quirky mood today, I guess. I'm recording this near the end of August, and we've had a break from the heat and humidity. It's been cooler temps in the 70s, like in the mornings. It's been in the 50s. The humidity has lowered, and it's just a little preview of like early fall. And we can't decide if is fall actually coming a bit earlier this year, or is this fake fall, which has been known to happen. Well, we'll see. So I've got a little bit of a hodgepodge of episodes for you today. One, we're going to look back into some Christmas history. And I really feel like I've talked about this event before. I know I've mentioned it in passing, but from what I can tell, I haven't. And as I've said before, if I can't remember doing it, then probably my listeners can't either. Let's consider Christmas in space. I've been a fan of space travel since I was a boy. Admittedly, it probably started around the time of the Challenger disaster, which seems like an odd moment of history to take interest in space travel. We didn't watch the launch live, but I remember my dad coming home either from work or he was off that day or something. I don't recall exactly, but I remember him coming home and mentioning, hey, the space shuttle blew up, and turning on the TV and seeing all the news reports on it. That was kind of the first event of my life, that like world event that happened, that I became aware of. Around that time as well, I also was greatly interested in space travel. I know I had subscribed, or maybe my grandparents had subscribed me to a magazine that aimed for kids that talked about NASA and different space camps and things. I never went, but I kind of wished I had. And of course, growing up, in the 90s, I think it was, the excellent film Apollo 13, starring Tom Hanks as Jim Lovell, and directed by Ron Howard, who, for my money, he should have won the Oscar that year. Earlier this month in August, Jim Lovell died. Now, as I mentioned, you might know him from Apollo 13, but what you might not know is that he also flew aboard Apollo 8. And Apollo 8 contains one of my favorite historical events of all time. And it just so happens it took place on Christmas Eve. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the Apollo program, that might exceed the scope of this podcast. But in a nutshell, the United States was challenged by Kennedy to get to the moon by the end of the 1960s. And we all know Kennedy was assassinated in the early 60s, and they continued the vision that Kennedy gave the United States. And I think we might say today that, our money is best spent elsewhere than blasting billionaires into space. But I think space is a worthwhile endeavor, because I think it helped us during the Cold War to stay out of war with Russia. It gave us really a peaceful challenge with this country. And I've seen this dramatized in the excellent miniseries From the Earth to the Moon. Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg were involved in that miniseries. I believe both of them were. And I like how they framed Apollo 8. That 1968 was a tough year. There were protests and unrest. Martin Luther King Jr. had been assassinated, and Robert Kennedy had been assassinated. And they made it this goal. Let's get man to the moon. We can't land yet. We're not ready. Let's get them to the moon. Let's have them orbit the moon. And they did it by the end of the year, by 1968. And then by the next year, 1969, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin landed on the moon. But I mentioned Christmas because this endeavor was launched in December 1968. So Apollo 8 was the first crewed mission to orbit the moon, and it launched on December 21st, 1968. On board were astronauts Frank Borman, Jim Lovell, and William Anders. This was the first time humans left Earth's orbit, the first time humans saw the far side of the moon, and the first to capture the iconic Earthrise photograph. The crew orbited the moon 10 times on Christmas Eve before returning to Earth on December 27th, 1968. And that event, for a brief moment in time, brought the country together and maybe even brought the world together to celebrate this incredible achievement of human endeavor. And what they did as they circled the moon for the first time, they had a Christmas Eve broadcast. They shared pictures of the Earth and the moon, pictures that nobody had seen before. And what I love about this story is that as they circle the moon and give their farewell statements for the broadcast, is they read from Genesis chapter 1. And I kind of think about this as a Linus moment for the world. And I want to play that broadcast for you now.
I hope that all of you back on Earth can see what we mean when we say it's a rather foreboding horizon, a rather dark and unappetizing looking place. We're now going over, approaching one of our future landing sites, selected in this smooth region to call the Sea of Tranquility. Smooth in order to make it easy for the initial landing attempt, in order to preclude having to dodge mountains. Now you can see the long shadows of the lunar sunrise. We are now approaching lunar sunrise, and for all the people back on Earth, the crew of Apollo 8 has a message that we would like to send to you. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth, and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good, and divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night, and the evening and the morning were the first day. And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." And God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament, and the evening and the morning were the second day. And God said, "Let the waters under the heaven be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And God saw that it was good. And from the crew of Apollo 8, we close with good night, good luck, a Merry Christmas, and God bless all of you on the good earth.
So after the broadcast, a couple hours later, they had to do what was called a trans-Earth injection, which was the most critical burn of their engines of the flight. Any failure of these engines, and the crew would have been stranded orbiting the moon for the rest of their lives, which probably wouldn't have lasted very long. It came from, I guess they did the burn as they orbited the moon. They went behind the moon, lost contact with Earth again, and they came back around. Jim Lovell announced, "Please be informed, there is a Santa Claus." A nice acknowledgement there of Santa. And then on December 25th, the spacecraft began its journey back to Earth. On the way there, they made a Christmas broadcast that afternoon. They gave a tour of their ship. They showed how they lived in space. They found some presents that had been in their lockers and storage, including a real turkey dinner with stuffing. They also found 3 miniature bottles of brandy, which they wisely left alone until they landed. Anyway, it was just a fantastic story. If you want to read more about what happened aboard Apollo 8, I'd recommend the book called The Story of Apollo 8 by Robert Zimmerman. A really fantastic, entertaining read that gives you all the details of what happened. I had mentioned earlier, I think that this moment was like a Linus moment for our country, if not the world. You know, in the Charlie Brown Christmas, where Charlie wonders, does anyone know what Christmas is really about? And Linus comes out and he reads from the book of Luke. I like this idea that as these 3 men boldly went where no one has gone before, they were face to face with the incredible vastness of space and laid eyes on things nobody has seen before. And their response was to read from Scripture. You know, as a Christian, I'm grateful for that acknowledgement, even though they did get in a little bit of trouble when they got home. NASA decided in going forward they would try to limit any kind of religious component, which is fine. I mean, I understand the space program is full of people of all kinds of beliefs, all kinds of faith traditions, and they don't want to be seen as endorsing one particular over others, and I get that. So I mean, honestly, I'm not opposed to anyone exercising their particular faith or no faith when they do these things, because, you know, we each deal with the unknown in our own way. Going forward in the space program, just if I can have a tangent here, I would love to see a more willingness to acknowledge people's various faith traditions as we explore the universe. You know, not to enforce it on anyone, but to let the astronauts have the freedom to express gratitude, to express acknowledgement of however they choose. I think that could be a very meaningful thing. If I went to space, if I went to Mars, for instance, I'd probably pack along a little Christmas tree. So when we landed on Mars, I could have the first little hut decorated for Christmas. That's probably what I would do. It's fun to think about what would Christmas look like in space or on Mars. All that to say, I know I'm to the part of the episode where I ramble. As I said, that's one of my favorite moments in history, and I am grateful on Christmas Eve that those men, as they watched the moon pass by underneath, that they acknowledged God and His amazing creation, as it really is something fantastic to be seen. So to Jim Lovell, rest in peace, and I hope that the wonders you see now amaze you even more. Just a quick update here on our book corner. We're going to be resuming our book club. I've got one picked out. At the time of this recording, it's not yet been finalized. So if you want to know for sure what book it is, head over to the Cozy Christmas Podcast Facebook page or look for the Cozy Christmas Podcast's book club which is also a Facebook page, and you can find out more there. I'm hoping it's going to be The 12 Sleighs of Christmas by Jaqueline Frost. It takes place on a Christmas tree farm in Maine, and it's a delightful series that I've enjoyed, and I think that would be a great pick for us. And now we've got a special guest for today. My daughter Grace is back. We're going to talk about her move, her life, get some updates, and just some general Christmas chit-chat. Also, she would love to answer your Christmas questions again, or any question you might have, from the perspective that only a 16-year-old can bring. She's ready and happy to answer more of your questions. So if you have a question for Gracie, please email them to me at cozychristmaspodcast@gmail.com, or comment in the comments below, or send an email, whatever, to this podcast, and I'll get those to her. All right. Okay, I'm back. Gracie's here. Say hello, Gracie.
That's the only introduction I get.
Yes.
I disappeared for like 2 years again.
No, you were on up through Christmas of last year.
Oh, really? I don't remember.
Last you were on because we were doing Ask Gracie Anythings.
Oh, yeah.
And I had enough.
You distributed them all.
I distributed them throughout December. It was a very popular segment.
Oh, that's good to know. I guess I'm the reason you have any followers. I don't know. Y'all know that.
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
All right, new Christmas season. We are on the verge of the Burr months. Now, I personally have been kind of on a hiatus from the podcast until August, hopefully. We moved. I got a new job. A lot of life changes. My son got married. Gracie got married.
What?
No, just kidding.
I don't remember that part. I don't think we're quite there yet.
But I think she's up for, again, answering questions from her unique perspective of life. So.
I would love to. Oh, hi, dog. I would love. Sorry, our dog is like.
Pumpkin wants to be part of this podcast.
She's very involved today.
She's laying on my feet, which is what I want in August weather.
Oh yes, keep your toes warm.
Speaking of which, if you can hear in the background a noise, that's the air conditioner.
Because we don't want to die.
I will turn it off when I actually do more serious recording, but
are you saying I'm not serious? That's
I meant
so
like
rude.
a story and stuff. It's all a vibe. I need good
you gotta
recording.
have the right audio aesthetic.
Right. This doesn't matter. Just kidding. All right. First of all,
nice to know where I stand. Oh, sorry, what?
This is going to be the 6th Christmas I'll have a podcast. So,
woo, Diva-licious.
The first time you were, what'd you say?
I said, woo, Diva-licious.
Okay. It was back in 2020, and you were how old?
10.
Really?
No.
Wow. 2020.
6 years ago? Or 5?
Well,
I'm 16 now.
This will be the 6th Christmas, so.
Yeah, I was 10 or 11.
Yeah, wow. Let's see, 2009.
So it would have been December 2020, you said.
Yes.
So I would have been 11.
11, okay.
Yeah.
So that's been a while.
If I did my math right, which, who knows, but.
let's do a few. I know, I've talked about this already, but we moved. We've got a new room. I got to paint it still. I keep forgetting.
It's all right. I understand.
We're going to paint it Christmas green.
Is this your room or my room?
Oh, yeah.
I want pink walls. That's
okay.
That's my aesthetic.
yeah. I've got the pink. I need to put it up before your aesthetic changes.
No, my aesthetic's always been pink. I literally bought all pink Christmas decorations. If you guys, I love the traditional Christmas colors, but for my room, I have literally all of my decorations are pink. I have like pink and white Christmas decorations, and it's actually really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And
I thought when you were getting it would look really tacky, but it looks really nice. I mean, in all seriousness, it really does look nice.
Oh, thanks, Dad.
Oh. Okay, so in our new house, we're recording now in the library, so I don't have to go up to the attic.
The scary attic.
So we have a new interview loft, as it were. And what's neat about this is I think I've got room for more than one Christmas tree in our house.
Oh, yes, for sure. The one that was in your office should go in here.
Yes. So in the library, we also it's like a library / spare bedroom, But there's big windows all in the front, so it's a very bright and cheery room. I'm thinking I'm going to put a Christmas tree maybe in that big window.
Yes.
Along with the one we have, our family tree, which will probably be
in the living room,
downstairs in the living room. I'm not sure where down there right now.
Yeah, it's weird. I didn't even think about that.
But
You might have to move some of the fish tanks or something.
Oh, I don't think I can move a fish tank. That's got a lot of.
That's sketch. That's
got a lot of weight to it. And
maybe your chair, like that corner where your chair is, and then your chair will have to move somewhere.
The chair would be easier to move. Yeah. So people, if you have moved and you have good tips or ideas on how to decorate a new house, I don't know. Let us know.
No, I'm going all out. I'm gonna go buy more decorations as soon as they're up at stores. Just like,
yeah. And what I'm excited about is, okay, we got September coming up here real soon, and that's really gonna kick off the Christmas season for me.
Yes, and just fall in general.
Yeah,
like
I'm hoping for a cooler fall this year.
Oh my gosh, me too.
We'll love some snow.
It's just been so hot. It's just been so annoying. I'm not a summer girly. I want the fall. I want winter. I mean, I want Christmas winter. January and February winter. March winter. April winter. You know, list goes on. Not my new favorite, you know.
Yeah.
By then I want spring. Summer is nice, like no school, but then the heat just gets to be too much for me, and then I just want...
Yeah.
I feel like just a wet sponge walking around everywhere, like, you know, just like smelly, stinky, wet, sticky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but, and what's nice about having this library to record in, you know, I have a dedicated space, but the problem was, you know, it's upstairs and there's no air conditioning up here, so I had to wait before I could buy a window unit to even use it, because it was very warm.
It would get so hot in here. It was awful.
But we make it work.
No, we did it. We all.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
No,
yeah,
no.
we did it.
Yeah,
yay.
we did it.
So.
If you know that reference, good for you. No.
What? I lost my train of thought now.
It's because I'm just so funny.
No, I think we'll put a big tree up here. Definitely a little one.
You should string some. I hope we can get some curtains, and then we can like string some lights around.
Yeah,
the curtains
we will
of
get
the windows, because it's just very windowy in here.
Yeah, we do need curtains in here.
Yeah, it's scary.
For sure.
Cut this out. No. I was gonna say it's scary trying not to flash all the neighbors when I'm changing in here.
Yeah, well, that's why you don't change in here.
Well, when I was staying in here when Grandma and Grandpa were in my room. Okay, just cut this out.
All right.
Anyway.
Okay, and then one thing, I know I've talked about this, but we were in, one of the fun things we did this summer was be in a community theater.
Yeah.
The musical is Shrek the Musical, and one of the songs mentions Christmas, so therefore
it did.
It is a Christmas musical. Yeah, because in the I Think I've Got You Beat song.
Oh yeah, it was I Got Sent Away Christmas Eve.
Yeah,
or something.
Fiona apparently gets sent to her tower on Christmas Eve, and so therefore this is a Christmas musical.
Yes, for sure. That's totally what that means.
Yep. That was a lot of fun. I'm hoping I'll be able to participate in that community Christmas show that we did last.
The Home for the Holidays.
Home for the Holidays,
yes. Yeah. Did you talked about that, right?
Like
yes. How you played Scrooge and stuff.
Yep.
That was really fun. I sang with my mom and my friends. I really want to do a solo this year.
Yeah, it was just kind of like, again, just a Christmas variety show that people in the community got to try out for parts, doing different things, and it was a lot of fun.
It was so fun. That was my kind of thing.
Fun thing to organize. If somebody needs to organize a town event at Christmas, I would say do something like that. You find a lot of talented people in your community.
Yes, for sure. And it was just a really good experience. Everybody did amazing, and there was some very special performances that night, but special in a good way.
One of the fun things about moving now, and we didn't move too far from our old house, but I think far enough where we'll be in a new area.
Meet new people.
See new things. I know
it's nice because we can meet new people, but we can also still keep good contact with the old people we were friends with before, and like maintain our friendships from those areas. You know, we're not that far, but we're also far enough away that we can, you know, meet different people, make new friends.
And I got to find out where this is, but I know we are now closer to this farm that decorates their empty field with a ton of Christmas lights.
Wow.
We went there once. I don't know. It's somewhere near Red Oak, which we are closer to now. I think it's just outside of Red Oak. I could find it again if I looked, but
that would be cool.
We went there once. We drove through it.
I love walking through like.
Well, it's just Christmas. A drive. It's a thing you drive by.
Driving by, yeah, you know? Whatever. I don't care. I was just saying I like the ambiance of Christmas lights. Like, that's my favorite, one of my favorite things to do when it gets to be Christmas. I just like watching all the lights. Mm-hmm. And dressing in a cute, warm outfit and walking around and, you know, with my hot cocoa and looking at things.
Yeah, I would have rather walked through these lights, but they're out in the field, so you can only drive by them. But they're pretty neat. I didn't think it was worth the hour drive from our old house. I mean, it was a long drive. Yeah, that's a long drive. I think it was about an hour, but it should only be about half an hour now. But I mean, it takes like 10 minutes to drive past. Yeah. 5 minutes maybe. But
yeah, who says you can't drive by again, you know?
If you're out driving looking at Christmas lights already, it might be worth
stopping by. Or if you're close enough, which we're closer now.
But it's one of those super giant Christmas light display things that where, you know, they have like a donation box outside to help pay their electric bill, I'm sure. Or maybe they actually do collect for charity. I can't remember now.
That'd be cool.
They might actually do charity. Now that I think about it,
I didn't know.
I'll have to double check on that. But yeah, it's really neat. So yeah, I'm looking forward to some new traditions and maybe seeing what our new community does for Christmas, if anything.
Yeah, I hope we got some Christmas geeks. And if not, we'll be the Christmas geeks. Have our lights out before Thanksgiving, you know?
That's right. Yeah, we'll be the weirdos on our street.
I have friends who get offended at that, and I'm like, dude, such a non-problem. Get over it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if you love Thanksgiving, that's fine, but I feel like for me, I love Thanksgiving and I love Christmas. The two can coexist. I don't really care. If you want to wait, you can wait, but you're not going to stop me from putting up my Christmas lights November 1st. Like, sorry. I don't see why it's a problem what I do, you know?
Yeah.
I get maybe before Halloween.
I should show you. I bought this t-shirt the other day.
Did you stop recording?
No. Oh. It says Crazy Christmas Dude on it. And
hi, Pumpkin.
It's from the
that's awesome.
Glenn Warren, who does the Seasons Eatings podcast. He sells it in his shop.
That's awesome.
And so I've been needing some new t-shirts, so I thought I'd get that.
Sorry, puppy talk.
Yes,
he's Pumpkin, so cute. Yes,
Pumpkin has adjusted to the move quite nicely.
She even from the very beginning, like she just kind of, since we kept a lot of our old furniture, I think that helped. Like she still had a lot of her like comfort items, you know.
Yeah, she doesn't have as much space nearby to run off her leash. There's a lot of places nearby we can drive to within a couple of minutes to let her run around. But,
yes, she's been having so much fun.
What fun things are you looking forward to doing this year to celebrate Christmas?
This is gonna sound really dumb, but if you are a Stranger Things fan, you know that season 5 releases on Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. So part of my Christmas is gonna be watching those new episodes, which doesn't really have to do anything with Christmas. But if you love Stranger Things, then you know how excited we are for season 5. And if you've seen the trailer, you know how good it looks. And like, I just cannot wait. I'm so excited. So that's one part of my Christmas I'm really looking forward to. And I'm really excited for, I just don't know yet because like my life's about to take a whole 360. We'll get to that in a minute. But so it's just kind of hard to know, like, you know, what Christmas will be like this year. It's hard to know because, you know, I'll be going to a different school. My boyfriend's leaving for college in literally like 2 days, which is crazy. So things are changing there. But my hope is that we'll be able to, him and I and me and my friends, will be able to get together and, you know, do some Christmas shopping or just hang out, you know, do some fun Christmas activities.
You guys did that last year. You went shopping together with some friends or a friend, didn't you?
I think so. Probably. I just like can't remember. My brain is kind of fried.
Okay.
But I know Ernie and I, we took a few trips and did some Christmas stuff, which was very fun. I would need to like look at my photos to like, you know, regenerate those memories because my brain's kind of like right now, you know.
Yeah.
But no, and I really hope that, you know, I'll just be able to spend time with the people I love around the holidays, especially because not to get sappy, you know, but it's weird all the changing at once, you know. Like I've gone to the same school since 3rd grade, and now I'm gonna be a junior in high school. That's crazy. Sorry, I'm like tweaking out about that, but it's just weird. No one really starts a new school their junior year, so it's just kind of weird.
Oh, some do.
But like I'm just hoping around Christmas that we can be together and, you know, just do fun friend things, you know. But I'm a big Christmas person. I'm a big, like, holidays person. I'm very, like, I love planning things around the holidays. I love doing holiday-related activities. I just love all of that. So I hope my friends can put up with me being like, can we do this and this and this and this? And let's do this because it'd be fun, you know? Or more Ernie, because I'm kind of that just person in general. It doesn't even have to be Christmas. I'm like, this would be fun, right? Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. But... And of course, I'm excited for all of our family traditions. I'm sure will continue at the new house. It'll be a little weird, I will say, since my previous home was like the only thing I remember growing up in. You know, like we moved there when I was a toddler. I would want to say 2012. Yeah, I was 3. 2012, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't even know. Get a load of this guy. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. But, so, my home in our previous town was the only place I really knew. So, it, like, all of my Christmases, I remembered being there, you know? So, it's just weird to make the transition. But I think that this new house is going to unfold a lot of new memories and new fun things. Maybe even some new traditions or something. So
as long as I get presents, that's what matters.
Oh yes, only books for you.
Oh, no, just kidding.
I thought you loved books. 90% of your gifts last year were books. And
yeah, that's true. I cleaned up pretty good on the books last year.
And of course, how could I forget this? Christmas already just has a special meaning to me because it's when me and my boyfriend got together. So shut up, Dad. You asked about this, which is partially why it's my favorite holiday, because we got together Christmas Day, which is really, really crazy to me. Like, it's like such a crazy coincidence to me that, or like the timing was insane because it's just like, that's so fun. Like, you know, like, that's, I
also have a very special Christmas memory of your mom. Well, this was actually before we were dating. Did I tell this story already?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't think I know it.
It was before we were dating, but we were kind of being flirty with each other. And
my intuition is insane. Sorry. Go on.
We were just being kind of flirty with each other, and I called Mom on Christmas Day because she was at her house, you know, and I was staying with my dad at the time, and I missed her so much.
Aww.
And I was full of all these ooey gooey feelings.
Yeah, those never go away.
So I gave her a call, and we talked on the phone for about 2 hours on that Christmas, much to the annoyance of my stepbrother, who really wanted to use the phone for some reason. Anyway, I remember after I got done talking with her, thinking, I think I really like her. I think we're gonna date. I gotta get up the courage to date her. But I barely had the courage to get up to call her. So it was, we like to joke that I chased her till she caught me, which is kind of what happened. But that was one of those times where like, oh, maybe I should have expressed my feelings for her, but we were on the phone and I thought it was weird. Nowadays, I just preferred texting. Anyway.
No, I get that. Yeah.
So, Christmas is a time for love.
Yes, it is.
It's the Valentine's Day of the holidays.
For me, it's just so much more, like, meaningful because it has an important meaning to me. Yeah. Like, it already did, but this just added to it, you know? Like, it's also, I get to celebrate my anniversaries, you know? Like, my, whatchamacallit?
Your dating anniversary?
Yeah, but like our milestones. That's what I meant.
We'll wrap things up today, but please let me know if you have any questions for Gracie that she can answer, like whatever you might want to know, Christmas related, un-Christmas related. Even if she doesn't know the answer, she'll give you one, and it may or may not make sense. So we had a whole bunch of great questions come in last year. We'd love to get more
questions, Christmas related, not Christmas related, and story times. I love those.
So we could get something to chat about.
And I'll hopefully be on again soon once school starts and I get started with a not new life, but like new part of life. Can talk about that, what that's been like.
Or if you have like
questions
a recipe or treat you'd like to have her test out,
yes, I love food.
We could probably do that.
I'm a biggie, so
I'm a biggie. I don't mean to brag, but I've got cake.
Oh,
yeah. As the kids say. Okay.
I've got buns for days.
Buns for days. Okay. All right. We will go ahead and end it here.
He told me he didn't like dessert, which is crazy because I carry cake with me everywhere.
Oh my.
Yeah. Just kidding.
So September is near. We're getting close to fall and all the goodies that come with that. All right. We'll be back next time. Thanks for joining me, Gracie. And
no problem.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
I have just the shortest of stories today. In fact, it's a letter, and it ties in nicely with our themes of me talking to Grace and talking about the moon. And it's just a letter from Santa Claus written by Mark Twain for his daughter, Susie. She was just 3 years old when he wrote this in 1875. Now, we all know who Mark Twain is. I really think he needs no introduction. He is considered to be one of the greatest American writers of his time and really captures the voice and energy of life in the 1800s. Personally, he's not one of my favorite writers. I've read a couple of his more famous works, but maybe because I'm just have no taste, but he hasn't always appealed to me. But I think this one is interesting. It actually reminds me a bit of J.R.R. Tolkien's Letters from Father Christmas, which is a great book. If you ever get a chance to get it, I recommend that book. Personally, it's my favorite piece of Tolkien writing, and that's a hill I'll die on. All right. All that aside, let's just enjoy this little cozy letter. See what Mr. Twain wrote as Santa Claus for his daughter, Susie. A letter from Santa Claus. Palace of St. Nicholas, in the moon, Christmas morning. My dear Susie Clemens, I have received and read all the letters which you and your little sister have written me by the hand of your mother and your nurses. I have also read those which you little people have written me with your own hands. For although you did not use any characters that are in grown people's alphabet, you used the characters that all children in all lands on earth and in the twinkling stars use. And as all my subjects in the moon are children and use no character but that, you will easily understand that I can read your and your baby sister's jagged and fantastic marks without any trouble at all. But I had trouble with those letters which you dictated through your mother and the nurses, for I am a foreigner and cannot read English writing well. You will find that I made no mistakes about the things which you and the baby ordered in your own letters. I went down your chimney at midnight when you were asleep and delivered them all myself, and kissed both of you too, because you are good children, well-trained, nice-mannered, and about the most obedient little people I ever saw. But in the letter which you dictated, there were some words which I could not make out for certain, and one or two small orders which I could not fill because we ran out of stock. Our last lot of kitchen furniture for dolls has just gone to a very poor little child in the North Star away up, in the cold country above the Big Dipper. Your mama can show you that star and you will say, "Little Snowflake," for that is the child's name, "I am glad you got that furniture, for you need it more than I." That is, you must write that with your own hand, and Snowflake will write you an answer. If you only spoke it, she wouldn't hear you. Make your letter light and thin, for the distance is great, and the postage very heavy. There was a word or two in your mamma's letter which I couldn't be certain of. I took it to be a trunk full of doll's clothes. Is that it? I will call at your kitchen door about 9 o'clock this morning to inquire. But I must not see anybody, and I must not speak to anybody but you. When the kitchen doorbell rings, George must be blindfolded and sent to open the door. Then he must go back to the dining room or the china closet and take the cook with him. You must tell George he must walk on tiptoe and not speak. Otherwise, he will die some day. Then you must go up to the nursery and stand on a chair or the nurse's bed and put your ear to the speaking tube that leads down to the kitchen, and when I whistle through it, you must speak in the tube and say, "Welcome, Santa Claus." Then I will ask whether it was a trunk you ordered or not. If you say it was, I shall ask you what color you want the trunk to be. Your mama will help you to name a nice color, and then you must tell me every single thing in detail which you want the trunk to contain. Then when I say, "Goodbye and a Merry Christmas to my little Susie Clemens," you must say, "Goodbye, good old Santa Claus. I thank you very much, and please tell that little snowflake I will look at her star tonight, and she must look down here. I will be right in the West Bay window, and every fine night I will look at her star and say, 'I know somebody up there and like her too.' Then you must go down into the library and make George close all the doors that open into the main hall, and everybody must keep still for a little while. I will go to the moon and get those things, and in a few minutes I will come down the chimney that belongs to the fireplace that is in the hall, if it is a trunk you want, because I couldn't get such a thing as a trunk down the nursery chimney, you know. People may talk if they want, until they hear my footsteps in the hall. Then you tell them to keep quiet a little while till I go back up the chimney. Maybe you will not hear my footsteps at all, so you may go now and then and peep through the dining room doors, and by you will see that thing which you want, right under the piano in the drawing room, for I shall put it there. If I should leave any snow in the hall, you must tell George to sweep it into the fireplace, for I haven't time to do such things. George must not use a broom, but a rag, else he will die some day. You must watch George and not let him run into danger. If my boot should leave a stain on the marble, George must not holystone it away. Leave it there always in memory of my visit, and whenever you look at it or show it to anybody, you must let it remind you to be a good little girl. Whenever you are naughty, and somebody points to that mark which your good old Santa Claus's boot made on the marble, what will you say, little sweetheart? Goodbye for a few minutes, till I come down to the world and ring the kitchen doorbell. Your loving Santa Claus, whom people sometimes call the Man in the Moon. The end. So what do you think of that letter? I think it's a really fun tradition, but from the parents' perspective, I think it's sweet. And you really get Mark Twain's playful spirit in that letter. Of course, I was kind of horrified that a couple of times he almost threatens that if these things aren't followed exactly, then that this guy named George would die. The George in question is George Griffin, an African-American former slave who worked as Mark Twain's butler for 17 years, including the period when Twain was writing Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Many believe that George was the model for the runaway slave Jim in that story. I have concerns about threatening the death of your butler. To like, I don't know, maybe I'm being oversensitive, but poor Susie, she's afraid that George is going to die if I don't do it exactly right. There's a lot we could unpack with that, but I think we'll save that for another day. Do you have any fun traditions that involve Santa Claus? Does he leave you a letter on Christmas morning or Christmas Eve? What have been some of your stories, your interaction with Santa? I would love to hear them and read them or share them on the podcast. So please write in. Tell me about your adventures with Santa. Again, my email is cozychristmaspodcast@gmail.com. You can also send me a message on Facebook, comments on the post of these episodes. Very easy to get a hold of me, and I'd love to share those with you and create this community of stories of how we've interacted with Santa. I've shared this story before, but my grandpa used to dress up as Santa Claus, and he looked like Santa. He had the Santa belly and the white beard. And when we would celebrate Christmas with him and Grandma, who looks like how I picture Mrs. Claus, at some point during that week, we'd celebrate Christmas with them. He would come out of his bedroom and dressed as Santa, and we'd sit on his lap and get pictures taken. And it didn't take too long when we realized it was Grandpa, but we played along. It was part of the magic. And I hope one day to be able to play Santa myself. It's something my grandpa did, and it's something my dad did. And perhaps soon it'll be my turn. My beard is certainly turning white these days. I don't know what that's all about. So maybe it's time I found myself a Santa suit. What do you think? Leave comments. Send me an email. Let's keep this conversation going. But that'll be it for us today. Also remember to send in any questions you might have for Gracie about any Christmas related topic or life questions you have for her. She's a smart kid. I love to hear how she answers these things. You can email me and I'll get those questions to her, and we'll answer them on an upcoming episode. If you'd like to be able to help support the podcast in a financial way, there are a link in the show notes to Ko-fi.com, where for the price of a cup of coffee, you can help support the show. And I'll send you a bookmark or sticker, assuming I can find them. We're still unpacking from our move, so what can I say? And so until next time, from the crew here at the Cozy Christmas Podcast, we close with good night, good luck, a Merry Christmas, and God bless all of you. all of you on the good earth. Have a very Merry Christmas.